on bad terms. Seems like she's moved on already. Back then when she was playing the game, it felt like we had something we shared. Yeah, but right now it's like, yeah. I think she's following this event, but probably this event is big. Yeah. I hope I will get to make a phone call. Yeah. Finally, I'll have something I'm proud of to tell her about. Finally.
When you played the Russians and the Ukrainians, they were just the unpredictable teams. I had no idea what the Russians were thinking. That was their best weapon.
Well, we're having fun. We trying to relax. We're trying to scare our opponent. Mind games, mind games. I turn off my brain in the way of being scary of someone.
One of the things I really admire about him is how he hasn't really had an easy life, but he's always so upbeat. He's always so cheerful.
When he first came on the Dota scene, he looked like a 12-year-old boy. Everyone was just like, who is this kid? There's no way you could take this guy seriously. And then he would destroy you in games.
Как-то я видела, показали даже где-то в интернете, как он работает с клавиатурой. И это действительно завораживает. Я думаю, что Данилу, может быть, и где-то пригодилась его игра на фортепиано, потому что руки у него совершенно потрясающие.
He can make really good moves. His moves, I think, are unique, and they might win you the game. But he wants to rely completely on skill. He wants like an enemy against him, and he wants to kill him through skill, nothing more. He wants to win the game. His disadvantage is that he doesn't have patience. He wants to make those moves.
He can get a little bit too silly in games. He will try new and different things. He will overextend in team fights because he believes he can get the kill.
And his impatience can go too far, and he might lose the game for us.
Oh, Fury is going to go in. This should be the first blood. They got the sprout on Sanjing as well. There's probably going to be a double. Denny's ulti. It hits. Dendy, no, he cannot be. This is Dendy through and through. Starts with a Hex, goes to Cold Snap. He locks him in place. Weaver, really close to death, manages to time lapse back out again. Dendy will TV back to safety. So GG being called by IG Na'Vi. They will take the game. Our winners bracket finalists are going to be Na'Vi versus Scythe.
Most teams that you see that have the most fan bases are full nationality. Our team is all spread out across the world.
He does have it a little harder than us because he doesn't really have this human support that we do.
The hardest thing I had to really deal with in my life is just trying to convince my family about my gaming career. It's really, really difficult, especially when you start out slow, but you know there's a future for something and you put a lot of time in, and they keep telling you, like, you should probably get a real job. Well, I was born in the Los Angeles district in Lancaster, California. I lived there with my dad and my mom. Around 2 years old, my dad left my mom. He didn't really say anything. He just packed up and left. She's had to raise us both while going to law school at the same time.
It wasn't real easy as far as just got out of law school, didn't have a job, had huge student loans to pay back. This job came up, and so we moved here on our own. So I've been raising them by myself ever since. So this is a photo album that I made for Clinton for as he was growing up. I put pictures in it as we went along. My sons were both really active into sports and they wanted to do a lot, so I had to limit them. They could choose 2 per season. That was maximum for me, being able to get them to practice and go watch their games. And that was tough. And Clinton sitting on Santa's lap, his brother Santa.
My brother is more angry at my father for leaving than I am. He thinks about him, he gets upset. Compared to me, I just block him out and, pretend it doesn't exist.
Oh, Clinton already starting video games here.
He was sitting at his house, playing Dota, doing it competitively, had a sponsor team and everything like that. But I think that's when it probably started getting on his mom's nerves.
I have a crazy sleeping schedule. I'm on a European team, so sometimes I have to stay up at pretty ridiculous hours or wake up at ridiculous hours. So the standard day for me is not so standard.
All the nights he'd be up and stuff, the dog would be up too with him, and that would keep her awake most of the nights, and this is kind of where the tension got pretty high.
This went on for years, and it came to the point where I just told him, I said, you know what, you just need to go somewhere else.
So I got kicked out of my house because of my gaming career, basically.
When Clinton first moved in here, he was looking for a desk and there wasn't anything in the room, and I have a lot of stuff that we're getting ready to take to the dump. And Clinton went out there and he came back in with this green desk and he goes, "This is perfect."
So I didn't have a monitor, so I went to my friend and he had a spare CRT monitor, so I got that. And then obviously I have 2 books here to punch that up so I can actually see the monitor, so it's kind of a ghetto setup. Even when I go to competitions, I don't think I play any differently on the nice setups compared to this one.
Clinton's like the Rocky Balboa of Dota. He's definitely one of the first big US players, and honestly, I didn't even know he was that big.
In the North American scene,